it's King Kazza 96 with a video to see to update you about the weekend games and my thoughts on them all. So, first one was Newcastle versus Manchester City on mid-afternoon Saturday. So, Man City went 1-0 up, and everyone thought, oh yeah, it's going to be a walk in the park for Man City. But what they didn't realise is Newcastle are back to playing their best at home form, and they drew 2-2 with Newcastle. De Bruyne thinks he's winning it to make it 2-1 Man City. Then Jonjo Shelvey out of nowhere scores a screamer to make it 2-2, and that's the end of the game. So 1 point between them. Next game is Liverpool versus Brighton. 2 goals by Van Dijk for Liverpool to go 2-0 up. But then all of a sudden, Alisson decided to jump out of his box and use his hand whilst he was outside the box to then get a red card, which then reduced obviously Liverpool down to 10 men. But luckily, they were able to put Adrian in goal. So Brighton scored from the resulting free kick, I think, by Lewis Dunk. So 2-1 Liverpool. But that means Alisson is out for Liverpool's game against Everton on Wednesday. Next game, Crystal Palace versus Burnley FC. I put in the Super 6 that was going to be 2-2. Turns out Crystal Palace won 2-0. There was a couple of goals. I think there was 1 goal for Crystal Palace that got disallowed by VAR. So it could have been 3-0, but obviously wasn't. It was 2-0. Burnley recently haven't been doing. Obviously, last 2 games won 3-0, but then they lose against Crystal Palace 2-0. So the big match, the team I support, which is Chelsea against West Ham at home. West Ham picking their 3rd choice goalkeeper at the age of 33 to make his debut. Keeps a clean sheet against Chelsea, and West Ham go on to win the game 1-0. Could have been 2-0, same again, but they had a goal disallowed by VAR. So Chelsea doesn't seem to be a different team without Tammy Abraham up front. I've played Giroud at first, then brought Hudson-Odoi on for him probably about the 70th minute, I think, but not really much of a target man. But as soon as we brought Hudson-Odoi on, that's when everyone was like, oh, let's start crossing into the box, instead of doing that whilst Giroud was on the pitch. So Chelsea lost. Last 3 games for Chelsea in the whole week. Lost against Man City, drew against Valencia, and obviously lost against West Ham. Aston Villa's next for Chelsea at home, so hopefully we can bounce back and beat them. Next game, which is on Saturday as well, Tottenham 3, Bournemouth 2. I think Tottenham were 3-0 up at some point, or 2-1 up. But it just goes to show that they can still leak the goals, even though they are scoring now, compared to the last couple of games with Pochettino. So that means Jose Mourinho's last 3 games have scored 10 and conceded 6. So it's still +4 goal difference, but they need to reassure their game defensive attributes. Next game, bottom of the table clash near enough, Southampton versus Watford. I think I went for a 1-1 draw. Turns out Southampton won 2-1 due to a James Ward-Prowse free kick, which was a really good free kick. I do recommend you go and watch it. Next games, Norwich versus Arsenal. Arsenal messing about as normal. Leaky defence again. Norwich went 1-0 or 2-0 up. Then Aubameyang had a penalty, missed it. But due to VAR, he had to retake it, like the Leicester game the other week. And then he scored, which then I think that made it 2-1 or 1-1. But then, Norwich 2, Arsenal 2. Points dropped. Next game, Wolves versus Sheffield United. So 5th versus 6th in the Premier League. Don't think you'd be saying that, would you, this season? But luckily for me, we are still 6 points above 5th place, because obviously that match ended in a draw, which was 1-1. Sheffield United scored in the 3rd minute, and I couldn't tell you when Wolves scored, but 1-1 draw. Next game, Leicester City versus Everton. So Everton went 1-0 up due to a Richarlison goal. And then Brendan Rodgers in the 60th minute, I think, brought on Kylian Iheanacho and put 2 up front, which then absolutely changed the game into Leicester's favour. Iheanacho was involved in both goals. First one, setting up Jamie Vardy to make it 1-1. Second one in the 90+ minute, but near enough the last kick of the game to make it 2-1. Obviously, rules of VAR had to look into it in case he was offside, but he wasn't. So Leicester won 2-1. They're still second in the Prem, and I think they're only 8 points away from Liverpool. And obviously, Liverpool's fixture list in December isn't that good. So Liverpool might slip up 1 or 2 games, which is what Leicester realistically need. And the final game over the weekend, Man United 2, Aston Villa 2. I think Man U went 1-0 up, then Villa, Grealish scored. Then Man U went 2-1 up. Then Tyrone Mings scored for Aston Villa to make it 2-2. But I saw Danny Graham comments about VAR. Like Tyrone Mings didn't celebrate when he scored the equaliser. Apparently he went back to his position and just waited, shoved everyone off, saying, "Oh, we're going to leave it until VAR say if it scored or not." So he's got a good point with VAR taking some of the aspects out of the game. But we'll have to see if they do improve on it over the couple of months into next season's Premier League. So all in all, good results all around. Didn't win any of my bets, unfortunately. But yeah, so next games are on Wednesday, tomorrow and Wednesday. So hopefully some more entertaining Premier League football for you. Also, the Ballon d'Or is tonight, which is going to be between Messi, Ronaldo and Van Dijk. Apparently Ronaldo hasn't gone because he's been told he's not going to win. So it's between Messi and Van Dijk. I don't think there's going to be another defender winning the Ballon d'Or since Cannavaro in 2006. So it's going to go to Lionel Messi. So yeah, there's my prediction. Peace out. Please enjoy the video. Bye.